All right, we have a pretty good housekeeping. It's probably my favorite housekeeping we've ever done. First things first, I took Jerry a couple days ago to get some blood work done at the local pet hospital or whatever. And I had to drop him off at like 7:45 in the morning. And then they called me to pick him up at noon. So basically my whole day was revolving around this.
Multiple errands, waking up earlier than you thought.
Didn't have enough time to get anything done in between. So then I went there to pick him up. And I'm like, oh, how'd it go? And they're like, oh, it went really well. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the blood work done. And I was like, oh, what happened? And they were like, well, he got really nervous. Jerry was really nervous and he wouldn't let us touch him. No, not in an aggressive way. He wasn't being aggressive. Every time they came near him, he would just like shy away and just like try to get away from him. And then he was like peeing. So I don't know what happened. I dropped the dog off to get blood work done, but then they said he was too nervous.
They're incapable. They have no tools. They've never dealt with this before.
You can't just pass him out.
Yeah.
You can't just we're gonna hold him and like.
I was thinking more one of those little harnesses that like lifts him up and then it's like, all right, we got your arm, buddy.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened. Like in the 90s, I feel like your dog, you drop him off and you pick him up and they got it done. And maybe it got a little ugly in there, but they got it done.
Exactly.
I don't know what happened or what they're doing now. I guess these millennial vets are like taking into account Jerry's feelings.
Wow.
So we dropped Jerry off and Jerry didn't want blood work done. He didn't want them to take blood from him.
So what did they say? Come back?
So they said, here's some things that kind of knock him out, like make him tired or whatever. Give him some of those the day before and the day of, and we'll try again next week.
Wow. So, no solutions, no critical thinking.
We're just going to try again next week. You're going to ruin another one of my days. Yeah, we couldn't get any of the work done. Jerry was too nervous. The dog was nervous, and that's why we stopped. So, yeah, I don't know what to do. Very not good.
Chaos. Yeah.
Chaos. So, yeah, good job, St. Pete Pet Hospital or whatever. Moving on. We have bounty sections we've been doing the last few weeks. We have a great bounty section. The first one is the surprise cameo from Richard Ratboy. So I guess you got a cameo for the show?
Yeah, I bought a cameo. The great Khali.
The gigantic guy?
Yeah, he's like 7 feet tall. He was a wrestler. And
yep, I know.
He's in the longest yard.
He's a meme guy. He's a real meme, that guy.
Yeah. So here you go. First time hearing it.
Hi, guys. What's up? This is the great Khali. I know you watching podcast Flickus, and thanks for watching all the time. Talking Flickus in the broadcast.
So I think he watches the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, that was very nice. That was very nice of him and very nice of you to get that for the show. It's greatly appreciated.
$54.99 for that.
That was great.
Hi guys, what's up?
Watching podcast.
Flickus.
He hit all the points.
Yeah, he hit all the keywords in the cameo. So shout out to you, great Khali.
Yeah, thank you, great Khali. That was fantastic. Glad to see that you like the show. Now let's get into some of the bounties this week. These are the ones that were more organic.
Yeah.
We had a friend of the show send us a picture. His wife was giving birth, and he was watching the podcast during that. That's always good.
Love to see it.
That's points. That counts.
He's double gripping the thing, probably going through contractions.
That's us talking about trans people or whatever.
He's setting up the phone to take a picture of him on the iPad.
Okay, so that's a winner. And then this is another good one, another plain one.
This is the best one of the week. Little cockpit shot.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be landing in just a few moments with the flight attendants prepare for landing. And just a reminder to go to YouTube and subscribe to Fleckus Talks podcast. And have a great day. Thank you for choosing America.
Oh, man.
So that guy's a legend. Thank you for sending that in.
Yes, that was really good. That guy is a winner. Both these people were rewarded. Bounties paid. And then Khalid, we gave him cash.
Yeah, he already got paid.
He already got paid. We're not sending him anything. We don't even carry his size, probably. Moving on, we're still in housekeeping. This is the best housekeeping we've ever done. Guy and gun waistband trick. Guy with gun waistband trick.
Yeah, this is...
We talked on the show about, remember, my trick for you ever getting robbed and you have a gun, say, hey, I have a gun Or if you're ever getting robbed and you don't have a gun, say, hey, I have a gun in my pocket, come take it away. And then they come to grab it and then you grab them. This is kind of similar to that. This is if you're getting robbed and you have a gun and they in your waistband and they say, let me see under your shirt. This is how you handle it.
Numa situação então de assalto, né? Eu sou assaltante. Assalto. Perdeu. Levanta a camisa.
Lift up your shirt.
Tá desarmado.
Nothing's there. Bang. Call an ambulance for you.
But not for me. Levanta camisa. Means lift up your shirt.
Lift up your shirt.
Well, when you hear someone speaking Spanish or Portuguese, I don't know which one that was because they're so similar, but you know that guy might use that. Brazil, all the videos out of Brazil, that's like, he's probably going to use that in the next 5 years.
Yeah, and it's interesting because while this is a tip, it's probably not a tip for Americans because we're not really carrying like loosely in our waistbands.
Yeah.
And if we're getting robbed, not enough people carry where they're like, let me see under your shirt because, not everyone has a gun like that.
Yeah.
So if you do, though, if you're involved in some sketchy stuff, if you're some sort of warlord or trap guy, this is a nice little tip for you.
Yeah, if you're going into the warlords thing and they pat you down and you just John Wick people.
Exactly.
Good
so
luck.
it depends what you're up to. There's Fleckus listeners obviously everywhere.
Yeah.
So maybe people can use that trick and send it in. Moving on, we're still in housekeeping. It's a very important housekeeping. Housekeeping obviously is a place where we're going to also entertain our schizo spiral stuff. So whenever we do schizo spirals and have kind of conspiracy theories, there's not really a place for it within the show. We are going to cover it here. So Richard Rappoy, please read that CERN schizo spiral post.
Okay, this is a 4chan post. It says, CERN has run its course. If you felt weird and nothing but a demonic spirit around you the last 2 days with strange dreams, it will quickly become clear why. We've been through countless nuclear holocausts in the last few time loops. LHC has been activated once again. A message was sent back to the past outlining each mistake that was made, from sabotage to worse events. Sadly, CERN's time loop has run out.
That's not good.
As we expended every timeline where the Russians cuck in World War III is avoided. You can thank CERN for 4 months of peace where there was going to be war, but as of May 7th, CERN has yeed its last haw. You have been warned. We are now on the only possible timeline. Whether now or in 2 years' time, nuclear war is assured. If you haven't started prepping, you're committing suicide. Take care, Anons.
So it sounds like the people from the future who are helping and going back in time to help us, they ran out of time loops, so they're no longer able to help. Guys, you need to prepare. Listen to what Richard Rappoy said. Listen to Richard Rappoy's original ideas and things he's sharing on the show. You need to prepare for this Holocaust because the time travelers in the future aren't really coming to help us anymore.
Yeah,
so
the
listen to
portal is
what Richard
closed.
Rappoy said.
Yeah, what I said and wrote.
What you originally created and said on the show.
Yeah, and then it's like time travelers, their immediate outlet is 4chan. It's like, that's where we go first. So, yeah.
All right, moving on.
Take it with maybe a grain of salt.
A little bit of salt. There's a doppelganger update section. Last week we had a bunch of doppelgangers. And then obviously that triggered the floodgates and people started sending us way more, actually better ones. Worse, depends how you look at it. But there's a lot of Fleckus doppelgangers out there. Take a look at these.
This guy in the middle, Paul Wolf, radio announcer, that's, I think, the closest we're going to get to you.
Yeah, that's basically it.
With the glasses, too. Nike, there's a Nike guy running. You're getting fitness ad deals. And then we just got this one at midnight, right before we started filming, Fleckus doing a Fitbit commercial.
Yeah, so they're trying to encourage the Fleckus types to get to working out, or they're trying to pretend there's a world where these Fleckus types are all working out.
Yeah.
It's big ugly season, and it used to be kind of like, dad bods were cool. I think now Shrek bods are in because times have gotten worse, and the people who are going to take what they want in this power vacuum are the ugly people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, think about Shrek. Why did Fiona like Shrek? Obviously, she was a Shrek too, but Fiona liked Shrek because he was kind of ugly and just did what he wanted and just took what he wanted. He was a real man about it. And when you're ugly...
Yeah, he saved her.
Yeah, when you're ugly, you kind of just take what you want because you don't have to care about oh, is this girl going to like me? Or you're just a big, fat fuck. And you go take what you want. And because you're ugly, you have less people to kind of answer to and be held accountable by. And I think because of that, it's Shrek bod season. The Shrek boys are going to be taking what they want. The grizzly types are going to be taking what they want. And then I think that's what's going to attract the girls.
Fair. I think it's a thing where they were looking at the data and they go, we sell out a large and XL every day, but our double XL section isn't that great. We need these fat bucks to start running, jogging, and wearing our merch. And so they're looking for a 200-300% increase in double XL and up.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's an interesting take. And it sounds about right. It makes sense. There's a guy who got sent to me a bunch of times. This is a rollerblader guy who's very good at rollerblading. Here's a couple different clips of him. Guys, it looks like me, but this is not me. So I hate to burst your bubble. It's not me. Stop sending it to me. I've seen it. Richard Rappel, you have some doppelgangers too.
Yeah.
You got a little compilation, a little montage of your people.
Let me just toss this one up real quick. There's the doppelgangers. Nothing but Gosling, baby.
I was going to say, doesn't fully look right.
Gosling.
I guess that's what happens when you're the asset guy.
Yeah, when you're the one doing the photoshops, you get to control the stream of information.
Yeah.
No, but
I'm getting smoked on these.
But here's my real doppelganger section. You can see some Rat Boy types. Yeah, this is more my crew, not Gosling. Except I threw Gosling in there too. So,
which is you're right, it's your prerogative. Is that it for the doppelgangers?
Yeah, well, actually, I want to say my doppelgangers are like 3 of them are like followers and listeners of the show. So I'm finding mine more amongst regular people.
More grassroots.
Exactly. And yours is kind of like the
corporate advertising.
Exactly.
All right, well, that's how it is. I mean, we're hopefully never going to do another doppelganger section again unless someone sends us some really compelling stuff. But
yeah, it has to be good now.
It has to be better than Paul Wolf. And if we're not going to do it, this might be the last doppelganger section.